Let me welcome you to the studios of Platform Media International, PMI Sports. I'm yours sincerely, Joe Ehizode. Welcome. My very good friend, Opone Yamabo, is in the studio with me today. Opone, how are you doing?
I'm doing good.
Well, it is time for the second stanza of the 2016-2017 Premiership, all the league in Europe. They have just come back from the international break. And before that, Opone, there have been a lot of movement of players from the Premiership. As a matter of fact, combination of funds that have been spent in the Premiership in the transfer season is almost going to £1 billion. And the surprising thing about it all is that our man, Arsene Wenger, has, after all, spent money to buy players. Opone, let's quickly talk about Arsene Wenger. What do you think that made Arsenal to spend such an amount of money this year to buy players?
Let me put it, say thank you for having me once more in your studio. If you look at the beginning of the season, he was contemplating to buy a player or not to buy a player. Okay. Now let's look and say they've gone three stanzas in the season, right? Three games have been played.
Games.
Now, if you look closely, the three big boys are up there. The three big boys are 3/3. Man City is 3/3, Chelsea 3/3, Man U 3/3. And he knows that if he falls behind too far, in an early stage, it's difficult to catch up. But more importantly, he spent money close to 100 million. Now there's no room
For
failure or excuse. But having looked at the kind of players he bought, I want to soften down a little bit on him now. Because I know that what Arsene Wenger wants to play, the way he wants to play is, he wants to control the midfield of any game he plays. That is his intention. That's what he wants to do. And right now, if you ask me, I say yes, he have good players in the middle. There will be no more excuse. Now, the only thing we're going to wait to see is, did he
buy the right material?
Did he went to the right market and get the right players? That is all that we're waiting to see now.
Well, Opone, we cannot fault Arsene Wenger this season because from the defense, he bought two players, one from Bolton, Squadron Mustafi is there. In the midfield, he bought Xhaka, and attack, he got Perez. And this is what Arsenal fans have been asking for many years because Arsenal was going to the doldrums. But now, he bought players in all the departments that they're asking to buy players. And that's to the satisfaction of Arsenal fans. And I'm sure Arsenal fans were going to complain this time around.
No, I'm not saying that. I said I'm going to soften down on him now because I think he got players in areas that he needs. But more importantly, Arsenal's way of coaching is based on his midfield, the strength of his midfield. And if you look at his midfield now, it's stuck up. Look at last game. I'll give you an example like last game they play. Coquelin, which is supposed to be his holding midfielder, was in there. And then who he bought was in there. Who are the guys playing? Xhaka, Cazorla, and Ozil. That is real depth. That is solid midfield.
And then Mustafi Squadron Mustafi is
coming
going to pair.
You see, so if now this, I'm going to put it this way: if Arsenal can start game on a high tempo, what did you start game on high tempo? If you can score 2-3 goals, then you can rest most of these players. Then play on other players.
Okay, let's talk about other teams that have gone into the market. And what about Manchester United with the coach Mourinho? Manchester United cannot be seen now to be underdogs again, but because they have a very good coach and some players of repute they are in the team. Of course, you know the players now. So Manchester have spent a lot of money this time around, right?
Yeah, Manchester spent a lot of money. They brought Ibrahimovic from PSV, or his free transfer. Got Pogba from Juventus, about 93 million or so. Got the
world record.
Yeah, got the guy, the boy from Cote d'Ivoire. All that. It's a good Bailey. It's a good defender too. I like Manchester United. I like the way they're going. Why did I say that? They don't concede too many goals. That's one good thing about them. I like. And if you look now, they dominate games.
Okay, let's go to Manchester City. Pep Guardiola.
Yeah,
I watched one star that is going to Manchester City in January, Jesus from Brazil, who is playing number 9 for Brazil. That guy is very promising. He scored a couple of goals for Brazil against Ecuador, and he's going to Manchester City in January. And of course, you know that Pep Guardiola has picked very talented teams, players from different clubs. And then again, the very massive buy he made was Bravo that he brought from Barcelona. And for a coach to have gotten to wield power to reject an English international goalkeeper, that tells me a lot about Pep Guardiola.
See, let's put it this way: when you bring serious coaches that have winning mentality, coaches that know what they want, it doesn't matter. This is a big name player. This is not a big player. They respect them. Don't get me wrong. They respect them. So if you're talking about Pep Guardiola and the English goalkeeper Joe Hart, let us regress a little bit. You remember, it was Mourinho that made sure Real Madrid goalkeeper wasn't the one is in Podo now. What is his name? Ike Casillas. He stopped playing Ike Casillas, and people were criticizing. But after 1 or 2 years, people found out that yeah, he was right. Yes. So this is what coaches that know what they want. Big coaches that have winning mentality. They want to win. They're not there for they're not there for the sentiment. They want to win. So that's what they do. If you look very well, Joe have make some careless mistakes. You know, that's why you say
in the national team,
and club level. So level. You think, I'll give the other guy.
Because Pep Guardiola has always insisted that he wants a goalkeeper to play as a libero, and Joe Hart is not good in distribution of
ball
football.
Distribution.
He's very poor, and he has to let him go. And he has gone to where? Torino, of all places in Italy.
Well, you see, if that's where life takes him to, let him go there and play.
Some of the former English internationals like Carragher and Paul Scholes has also said it's a good thing for him to move. As a matter of fact, they were even agitating for Wilshere of Arsenal, that it would have been better for Wilshere to leave England to go to another country to build his career, because that guy's career is going down.
Yeah, you almost say my Wilshere. I don't know if Wilshere is my son or something.
I know where your loyalty lies until very recently.
Yeah, well, Wilshere. Yeah, I like Wilshere, but the problem with most of the English players and upcoming players, because the money is there in England, they don't want to go out. They feel, football is here, so why go out? That's one of the problems they have.
Let's look at Chelsea, Conte. The man is, the guy is very enthusiastic. He likes very good. He likes playing with three at the back. And surprisingly, he has after playing 3 matches, I think he discovered that he needed a very solid defense, a defender that can play, that can be mobile, and he went to France to bring back Lois. Is that surprising to you?
Not really surprising. Like I've always said, serious coaches, big coaches with winning mentality, they do whatever it takes to win. Why I say that? They'll get whatever good player they think will make them win, they'll go get it. When they fail, they know, look, because we couldn't do the job, this player couldn't perform, or maybe the way we play wasn't good, but they will know where the problem is. Then they try to rectify it.
Big boys are in EPL this year. Big boys, big coaches. You have Klopp in Liverpool. You have Arsene Wenger in Arsenal. You have Conte in Chelsea. You have Mourinho in Manchester United. And Pep Guardiola in Manchester City. And you have 4 teams that will go into Europe next season. Let's speculate. Who are the teams that you think will go to Europe from England?
I'll tell you right now, it's difficult to speculate. I'll tell you. If you let's regress to last season. Man City started with 5 out of 5. And after that, they started struggling. Now, look at this. Look at the 3 clubs up there, all 3 over 3. But I believe after they come back, after their players come from international break, things will start changing. Remember, those top teams haven't played against themselves. Okay, only Liverpool have played against Tottenham. So I want to leave this a little bit. I don't want to be carried away. I don't want to be too excited.
Well, I'm carried away because I want to insist here that this year is not a year of the minors. That Leicester City surprisingly won the title. I believe strongly that the title will remain with the big boss this season, and that's my point.
No, I cannot dispute that. Yeah, because I think most of the big teams are stepping up. But you said something about also about big coaches, Klopp. I'm having some problem with Klopp because he still haven't figured a way of stabilizing his defense, and that's a big problem for him. That is the biggest problem
But
he's
he
facing.
brought Claver. I thought Claver was a very super
Yeah, I bought
talented
Clever,
defender.
but I think his midfield, he has to try to balance his midfield and his defense. That's where they're having problem. They switch off too often.
But my thinking is that Klopp is very deep talented coach. I guess some of his players have not is yet to come in terms with what his style of play is. That's why Liverpool will play well today, beat Arsenal in Emirates and lose to Burnley. Is I that's my observation.
My biggest thing about Liverpool is I'm very concerned about his defensive midfielder's position. I'm
Okay.
very concerned
Having
about that.
spent this money in EPL this season and expectations are high, and for the fact that 4 teams are going to Europe in from England, and we have big boys, 5 of them, and the owners of this club are very intolerant to failure. Somebody will have to lose his job. Somebody, and I'm saying that with all emphasis, somebody will have to lose his job because after imagine Arsenal spending of over 100, almost 100 million thousand 100 million pounds for players, and he doesn't go to Europe next season. Again, of course, Arsene Wenger, his tenure expires at the end of the season. I'm not sure he's going to be renewed. But Mourinho, Pep
Conte,
Guardiola,
Conte.
Conte, look at it. Who is not going to Europe and who is going to fail? Which of their employers is going to tolerate them failing? So somebody I suspect will go.
I think the three top teams right now you've mentioned. I'll put it this way: if either of those teams could win one of the local trophies, FA Cup or Carling Cup, and still remain up there between the first three or something, I don't think heads will roll. But if not, no trophy comes in and they are under the first four, then I think heads might roll.
Okay. Well, viewers, that's my very talented analyst. Opona Yamabo has given it all. Who am I to doubt him? Because he has always guessed and he always said something and he comes true. After all, he told me about in week 20, that Leicester City is going to win the championship last season, and it came true. Opponent, I can't thank you enough. And that's what we have for you tonight, viewers. I'm yours sincerely, Joe Exoder. But many thanks to our producer behind the camera and Opponent for always showing up to this our program. I can't thank you enough. And with that, I will sign off tonight. Viewers, keep viewing PMI and keep clicking on the subscription tab. And that's what gets us going. Have a good night.